Hello everyone, we are back with the new version 4.0 data driven framework for workbook implementation version 4.0. Earlier version up to version 3.x data driven framework which we have provided support for TestNG API. If you want to read the test data using data driven framework, it supports only TestNG API. If you want to use it with other automation tools or other APIs like JUnit or OpenScript or any other mm, Java tools or APIs, so it's not possible to use it. So data driven framework 4.0 you can integrate with any automation tool or API which supports or which uses Java. So before going to directly into the framework version 4.0, let me execute the sample program which supports TestNG API 3.x version, and later we'll go to the 4.0. So for this one, so for reading the data driven framework which is built for reading the test data from the Excel, it uses it's built using a Java POI API. So you need to have a Java build path for POI API. So these are the prerequisite. So download the new version 4.0 from repository. It contains the example programs, jar file, release notes, and Java docs. Once you download the latest version 4.0 or higher version, set the build path for the jar files. Let me show the build path. So one is the AHF and DDF 4.0 jar file, and these are all the POI jar files. Set it in the Java build path. So once you extract the zip file, so it contains the examples folder. One way is the example program with TestNG API, and other is non-TestNG. So let me explain with the TestNG API program which is written using TestNG API. So it completely uses the TestNG API, nothing but using a data provider for reading the test data from the Excel file. This is a test1.xls. I already opened the file. So already I set the mode. Uh, this is the file path and header name, and yes, whatever the values set for yes will be executed, will be considered by the data driven framework, and other values no. This test data does not is not considered by the data driven framework. So run and run. Only this two sets of values are considered by the data driven framework. So if you see in the earlier version, even this one and this one, everything will are configurable. So just I am updating the, so that we can see that whatever the data we are getting is nothing but the updated values. So flight name updated with the Kingfisher 21. Let me execute the program. Run as a test-ng test. You can see Kingfisher 21. So here it uses the data provider API. So it completely uses the data provider API. So let me open the program which does not use the data provider API. This is another program, and let me open the path. Let me see the Excel file name, test file 1.xls. 31. Say some. Just I am updating the values so that we are aware that we will be getting a updated values from the Excel sheet. So whatever the program we have, so it does not use the TestNG API, and it can be integrated with any automation tool or API which uses a Java, and it can be integrated with WebDriver or any automation tool, and with any API automation framework API like JUnit or any other API. It should be supporting a Java, so it will be reading and displaying the data from the Excel sheet. So here I have written a utility method which will read the test data. Here I am not using any TestNG data provider. So all the things, all the configuration remains same as you seen in the TestNG. And here I'm configuring the header name execution, header name equal to execution. So whatever the name you specify here, it should match here. Yes equal to run. So s equal to run and no run. So this should be matching here. So this is the header name, and whatever you configure for s, that rows are considered by the framework, data driven framework, and whatever the values you set it for no, data driven framework ignores that rows. So let me re-execute the program. So it has a Kingfisher 31 and Emirates 512. Run as Java application. So here you can see a Kingfisher 31 and Emirates 512. So that's how it works. So if you have multiple sets of text, so this can be used with the multiple combinations with run and no run. So what if you have can have a data in other sheets? Yes, you can have a data in other sheets as well if you want. That sheet name should be specified at the time of configuration. So here is the sheet name, flight info. Say if you want to have a flight info 2, flight info 3, here you can mention the data. You can write the data and read it, update the sheet name here. So, so here if you see, it contains only a single set of data. So if you want to have a like as we said, flight info 1, 2, 3, so we can have it. So if we have a large data, say 50 sets of data, 60 sets or 100 sets of data, so we can go for a multiple sheets. So if you have a test data for a test case for five sets of data, and another test case for 2 sets, another test case for 10 sets, then we can go in a single Excel sheet uh, like this. Let me show you. Let me demonstrate the program. Okay. So here I have a multiple sets of data. So consider this one as okay. Okay. Before that one, let me show the another program. As we seen earlier, so earlier program test data starts from the position 0 comma 0. If you want to have a custom position, say if you want to place it here or somewhere here, say the Excel sheet contains the organization logo or any information here or here. So in that case, we can configure the start position of the test data. So row and column position start from the 0 position, 0 comma 0. So here if you see, I have mentioned from 0, row is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, fourth row, and column is 0, 1, fourth row and first column. So just I'm removing the data to make sure that we are getting the latest data from the Excel sheet. Let me execute the program. So this is also not integrated with any TestNG API directly. You can use with any API which supports Java. Run as. So you can see the data because it shows only a single set of data because only one row is marked as run. So let me remove it and place somewhere here. So if you want, you can customize it. Position is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11th row, 11th row, and column is 0, 1, 2. Second column. So let me update the data just for making sure we are getting the updated data. So only one row is marked as executable. So let me make another row also as executable. Now we will get two rows with fresh set of data with Kingfisher 21. Run as Java application. So here you can see the flight name as Kingfisher 21 with two sets of test data. So here I'm going on changing the position, so but there is no effect in the program or anywhere, just only the configuration we are updating. So if you change the position, or it does not have any effect, just a configuration needs to be updated. So that's how the API works. So let me open another program. So if I want to maintain multiple sets of data in a single sheet, say each test data is having only four set of three sets of two sets of test data, then you can place it in a single sheet and call them as it's required. So just I'm updating the test data so that we'll get the updated data. This is just for making sure we are getting the updated data from the Excel sheet rather than from the cache memory or somewhere. Okay, so I have updated the code. I have made the changes in the test data. So here we have one set of test data is executed, and here we have two sets of test data. So here with test data with Kingfisher 1 and another set of test data with Kingfisher 2. So 1 and 2. So let me execute the program to run a Java application. So for each for reading the test data for each one, just have marked the configure 1 and configure 2. These are like utility methods for reading the test data from the Excel sheet. So let me explain you. So for both the test data remains in the single sheet. So all this set of configuration remains the same. Only the changing configuration is we need to specify. So from where it's starting. So this test data is starting from fourth row and one column, and this is starting from 11th row and one column. So fourth row and one column, and 11th row and column 1. Let me execute the program, run a Java application. So it's working fine. So if you do not want to go with this configuration, say, so let's see the output again. So three sets of data we have got: Kingfisher 1, 2 and Emirates 2. So if you do not want to go with this kind of approach, say, so if you want to have, yeah, you can go with this kind of approach also. It's in that case, for the first one, we can comment the line, because by default if you do not specify anything, it will be starting from 0 comma 0, and for reading this data, then you need to specify the 0th, uh, it's 8th row, sorry, 0 1 2 3 4 5 6 7th row and 0th column. 7th row, 0th column. So let me update the values. So from here, this set of test data, only Emirates 21 will be displayed. So Kingfish flight name with test data Emirates 21 be displayed, and in this test data, Kingfisher 11 and Emirates 11 will be displayed. So three test data will be displayed. Let me execute the program. So Kingfisher 11 and Emirates 11. Kingfisher 11 and Emirates 11, and from the second set of test data, so it's Emirates 21. It's Emirates 21. So if you see, both are two different, if you consider this one, both are two different methods for reading the test data. So that's how the API works, data driven framework works. So it's not integrated with WebDriver. You need to take care of integrating with the, you can use it as per your requirements. So the current data driven framework, it does not read, it's only for reading the test data from the Excel sheets. It does not write into the Excel sheet. So one more limitation with this thing is, so have the test data increases, say, let me update the code. So it will work up to here. So have the test data increases, so so again up to here, so the test data up to here, the framework works, sorry, Up to this many number of rows, test data data driven framework will be working. So if they exceeds more than that, then the test data also, if the test data exceeds more than this, so the data driven framework does not work. So the criteria is at least there should be a single row, empty row without any data. So in that case you need to mark it as something yellow color or some color. So at least there should be one row, blank row should be present. So in case say, so now if you have, there is no blank row between the test data, so in that case, so data driven framework may not be work properly. So in that case what you can do is, again, if the data is more, again you need to shift the another set of data below. In that case again you need to modify the start position for the second set of data. Say it's 12. So this is the limitation present in the current data driven framework. So again, as the data in the test data grows, moving another set of data to the next position and updating in the initial position in the test data, it's not the better approach. So this is the issue present in the current implementation of the data driven framework 4.0. In the upcoming version, so we will fix this issue and release it. Thanks for watching the demo. Have a nice day.